What are you doing?
Pissing in the bottle.
You're fired.
Okay.
My cameraman will not piss in bottles while shooting.
Where else do we piss?
On the floor.
Oh, okay. That's reasonable.
Makes it look like it rained the night before.
It's a bad day for rain.
They just get a hose and spray like a parking lot at night to make it look like it's rained.
You could, yeah.
You know things about movie backgrounds.
Well, yeah, but you could do that. So you could just make it rain.
How do you make it rain?
On water.
And I'm not talking throwing dollar bills.
Yeah. You do water. You squirt water in the air and it falls onto your victims.
AKA your actors.
Yes.
Because now it's below freezing and they're wet.
Yeah. The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to his client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will provide us with the name of the real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand. Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have.
You have seen it before?
That's right. It's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets? Alright.
Why? Why does she... Unless she knows we're playing for time. Ooh.
Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity, with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it.
So this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it?
Yes, looks can be deceiving. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright. Looks like there really was something to that bear after all. The bear figurine!
The bear figurine? Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. It's a puzzle!
You know, the more times I do voices like that, the more I sit here and be like, I understand why he gives me the women's roles.
Yeah. Or soft-spoken roles.
The bear puzzle? No way! I don't know why I can do a high-pitched voice fine. I can. It never really hurts my throat at all. A puzzle.
That's right.
But it looks like an ordinary figurine. True enough. People who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess that this was a puzzle. So what kind of puzzle is this exactly?
If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time.
What kind of puzzle is that? What do you just look at it? That's a transformer puzzle.
3D jigsaw.
You touch its belly button and it goes whoop 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 whoop.
Yeah. It's a Rubik's bear.
So you can take it apart. And how would one go about doing that?
Well, you first turn its tail to the right and then push it in.
Oh yes, I see.
After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed.
Oh, this is most interesting. The judge is having a great time with that toy. A boy and his new toy. It's like he's 5 all over again. He shut his eyes too. He's like Rubik's cubing it. Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead, carry on. I think he's lost it.
So what do you find after you take the puzzle apart? At its center is a small cavity just with enough room to store a small item.
Then how do you know about this?
I know because I was the one who bought it.
Huh?
It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland.
Then this was a present from you?
That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be perfect for Juan.
It was a present from Miss Andrews.
With this, let's continue with your testimony.
Because of his son missing, even though they're the only one who get over the bear.
So who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle?
Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland, so I doubt there are many people with the same bear in this country.
But this looks like it can be easily broken, especially if someone wanted to get what's at inside.
Well, it's a toy, but it can never be the same again once it's been broken. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it. Yeah, Shane.
Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or jewelry box?
I never told anyone. And as long as Juan never told anyone either, then only the two of us knew.
The two of you, huh? And of course that means Mr. Ongard didn't know, right? I think this is about all I'm going to get for now.
Figurine, a wooden puzzle with a hollow inside. Only Karita and Andrews know how to open it. Well,
Fisk.
Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize
Huh?
that there is only one very important fact we have uncovered, and that is this. This bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, there is only one logical question that could come next, and that is this. What is inside this box?
What's inside?
That's right. That's what we are going to find out next. Witness? Yes? You're the only one who can open this. Please.
Done. There's a painful silence hanging over the courtroom. All eyes are on Miss Andrews. Now as she solves the puzzle and takes the bear apart.
It's a bomb! I've opened it. Is this what you wanted?
What is that? It looks like a note. A suicide note.
I don't think we need to guess at what that is. Do we, Mr. Wright? It's the suicide note.
Which came out of the bear, which the bear was in a hidden compartment inside.
No, it was not in the guitar case. It was just inside the bear.
And the bear was in the guitar case.
It was not. The costume was in the guitar case.
With the bear.
No. If the bear was inside the guitar case, then the Asian Angels would already have it. When she opened the guitar case, get the costume.
It was a hidden compartment.
Who's walking?
Like started out strong and then got weaker and weaker.
It did, really. That's usually a lot of impressions.
Nah, that's usually my love life.
Yeah. Oh. We're still strong.
Speaking of suicide notes.
The suicide note.
The suicide note left by Ron Creeder's former manager, Celeste Impacts.
Oh, sorry, no. We're on YouTube. The unalive note.
That alive note. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden?
Unalive?
Unalive, I believe unalive is now censored, so you can't say unalive either.
What do you want from us?
Hidden by the victim Juan Corrida himself. It seems Celeste Impacts had very beautiful handwriting, and she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide.
Order! A witness! Did you know about this?
Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere, because it had already been taken by the killer.
Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now that suicide note has been found, what's the next logical question? What is written on the note? That's right, at least that's what I would think.
Now then, I believe it is only appropriate the contents of this note be made known. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it, and I was going to burn it for her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I cannot allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note out loud.
Very well. Oh shit, I gotta read this whole note in this voice?
No, you're good.
The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the deathly silent courtroom. In her notes, Celeste Pex left to us a record of all that had happened to her. About being used and then thrown away by On Guard. About being engaged to Kurita and On Guard's role in destroying that. And about how she decided in her despair to end it all. After she tried so hard.
And that's all Miss Impex had to say.
There is one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. On Guard.
Then, what?
Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Is it not correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference.
My word.
My word.
Ooh la la.
My On Guard values above all else his refreshing like a spring breeze image, which is why he had to stop this note from being made public. At any cost.
So let's suicide note. Found inside the figurine, it tells of On Guard's horrible misdeeds.
It's On Guard's fault that woman killed herself!
And this time he even went so far as to kill someone stopped from revealing that.
How terrible! What a selfish person!
I guess there are slimeball lawyers out there who will defend those creeps too.
There is no room for doubt here. Mr. the Killer's client's goal was to obtain this suicide note. And the only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house.
Only a true redneck would call out the one who's defending the murderer.
Yeah.
You see that there slime ball?
Ah, goddamn right there.
Bobby, go get my gun for that slime ball down there. Defending a murderer. We'll feed him to the alligators.
It seems that we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone, not even the devil. Like that song. By a stone.
Fiddleman?
That's rolling.
The Beatles? The Roly-Polies.
The lead singer has a Maroon 5 song about him.
Slash? Payphone.
No, about him, not the women that Adam cheated with.
Ah.
Ooh. How am I supposed to escape from this one? Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do. I know. I have to carry on and buy some more time. Okay. 2 deadly pieces of evidence. Figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can figure out a way out of this situation through one of those. Gavel is already in the judge's hand. Phoenix, hurry. Suicide note. The figurine. Which one of these should I pursue? Probably the suicide.
Okay.
I feel like we can get farther with it.
Yeah.
Please wait, Your Honor. The bear is now just...
Oh man, look at that lawyer!
He's still going at it.
It's like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off the hook.
I think Your Honor believes that Matt on Guard killed in order to obtain this note.
Yes, that is correct.
But that seems a little strange. In fact, I think there is a contradiction here. This note was hidden by Mr. Kurita until the night of the murder. If that is the case, I say that Matt on guard could not have known what was written on this note.
Oh, I didn't think of that way. Think of it that way.
Exactly, but I did think of it that way. And I thought it was rather strange. No one would in the right mind... Yep. Yeah. Oh boy. No one in their right mind would kill for a note without first knowing what it said. Unless somebody maybe called him out on it. Now, nobody like Corito or, I don't know, Andrews would be so kind of silly to have announced out loud that they had a note about him. Right.
Oh, what?
Order.
I was just looking at this. It looks like a Luma from Mario Galaxy. Anyway.
A Luma or a Goomba?
A Luma.
You mean the floaty creatures that are with Rosalina?
Yes.
Okay. It's been a while since I played Galaxy.
It's that guy. Right there. Dummy.
I said it's been a while since I played it! Not number 2, I've only got number 1.
You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
Don't you lean your neck towards me. Don't you turkey neck to me. I don't know you like that.
It's my mating dance.
And I slept with you before.
I don't remember that.
You wouldn't.
What?
I roofied you. And you woke up midway through and I knocked you out.
But we've never been on the roof before.
Yeah, because I knocked you out.
Oh, that's right. With a suplex. Good God.
Actually, it wasn't on purpose. I tripped.
That's more reasonable.
It was just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one.
Ooh.
Unfortunately, I think he believes differently.
I believe a show of appreciation is in order.
I'm waiting for the moment where Phoenix is like, Edgeworth! Stop it!
The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this.
What is that?
It is a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying.
Spying?
That spy camera was in my possession.
Matt Ongard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses.
And?
The victim, Juan Corrida, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt Ongard.
You have no proof, there's no tape.
Order! Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
You! Don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities! That pervert!
Well, sort of.
Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright.
I see you are confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking,
But I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye!
but this camera that I have is not the same one. Last night I searched the victim's house on a hunch. Using this.
Gumshoes, bugs.
By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera.
Benegard's fingerprints were found on there. I think it was just were on there.
Disappointing. Well, Phoenix. Looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh? What am I supposed to say to that evidence?
I think this is the end. It's fairly obvious that Mr. Ongard learned of the suicide note through this.
So, Edgeworth, you want me to cough it on my mic?
He was... I don't have my hand on your testicles yet. He was watching the victim all along.
I want to hear what your voice sounds like recorded when I have your hand. He got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that.
Hey! Now what's that lawyer thinking?
Mommy, is that man the bad killer guy?
Shh, stop! Don't look at him!
The way he's sweating is just so... Ugh, nasty. It's nasty.
Mommy, is that big head going to eat us? Yes, he is! Yes, son! We should be scared!
Mommy! Is that spiky man coming to get us?
Yes.
All right. Anybody looking for like a kid voice they need voiced out? I got you.
And that my pearl voice?
Unbelievable. I've worked on that pearl voice for years.
Anybody need a dub like ghost stories? I'm your man. It's one of the worst dubs in history.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Phoenix. Yes, Chief. Have you figured out what you're going to do next yet? What I'm going to do next? Is running away like a frightened child work? I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting the lid on the case. But, in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing. What was it, Mia?
This is not meth.
This is crack.
This is crack.
Thank you, Paul Rubens.
Rest in peace.
Indeed.
I hope his heaven is a
Just a recreation of his playhouse.
it's his porn theater.
Which that could be his playhouse as well.
That was his off-time playhouse.
Yeah.
There's a piece of evidence that he really should investigate. Something he should investigate. I'd really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance. Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden?
Alright, I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you?
What is this piece of evidence that Mia is talking about? Can I figure out what it is? That still needs to be looked at? Or should I let it go? Well, I think we should probably present evidence.
Okay,
Mia
well,
told me.
yeah.
Can I see the evidence?
Yeah. So, what do we still need to look at?
My badge.
Yes. Do I actually have a badge? Don't care. Well, the press conference, I guess, is important because that's where he's going to read the suicide note. The killer's transmitter, the guitar case, which did not have the suicide note in it. Here's a crime scene right now.
No, it had a hidden compartment which had
No.
a bear.
Don't care. The suicide report was the suicide note hidden. Let's see. The picture card is the killer's card. The spy camera that was that's Matt Ongold's was running during the time of the murder has his fingerprints. That's what Edgeworth said. Transmitter changes the footage and just that's how he got the footage. The stuff there, Matt Ongold bought that right here. There was a photo of Celeste in Ongold's mansion saying with love Celeste. The figurine that had the suicide note inside of it. Only Creator and Andrews know how to open it, and then the suicide note that we just found right now, and it tells everything about Ongold's misdeeds.
All right, I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna kick things off.
Well, I told you the things that you should consider a little bit.
Well, I was saying of the things you gave me. What else?
Yeah. So like the conference, do you think that we need to look at what the intentions are, or something like that?
No.
Okay. The suicide report of Celeste. Do we need to... Was it a suicide? Do you not think that Edgeworth has already looked into this?
The suicide report is long enough ago that I think so.
Yeah, okay. That this is actually Shelley the Killer's calling card?
With that one, I think too.
Yeah. Okay, the spy camera, we just did this, so I'm giving you that one. We just did that. The transmitter right here has all the footage taken by the spy camera. We need to look into more of that.
Transmitter is one of them that I'm thinking of.
The bear, we already proved that Matt Ongold bought it.
And then the photo is my second 50-50.
The other this photo that was inside of Ongold's mansion, that's with Love as Celeste. They were a bit of a couple, gay couple. They were together. This is the figurine that had the suicide note in it. Do we need to look more into the figurine? It's make where the figurine came from, which we know it came from Switzerland from Adrian Andrews as a gift. Or the suicide note that we just found right now. Do we have to check and see if it was, like, if that's actually real? Or...
I still think it's the 50-50 between the transmitter and the photo. Because I'm on the...
You need to add another thing.
Do you want the suicide note, I'm assuming?
Okay, the suicide note, why?
Because we just found it. There's no
So
research has been done on it.
We don't know if it's real. We just found it right now.
Oh, I was also thinking of her photo because you could argue why would he do all this bad stuff and keep this around. It was an argument you could have. It was an argument you could have in court.
It could be another reason why he hates Ron Carita is because Celeste went to Ron Carita.
I have an objection, Your Honor. Cha-cha-cha.
That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright.
Your Honor! The defense has no intention of letting this go so easily.
You're beginning to sound desperate.
That's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. And your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. Hey, isn't that what I just said?
So, you're telling me that I forgot something?
You're so close, Mr.
I
Edgeworth.
know.
I can feel your breath on me. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence.
That is Mr. Impax's suicide note, right?
Who knows? I mean, sure, the suicide note was found inside this bear. But this bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means the handwriting on the suicide note has yet to be analyzed.
Oh!
So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Miss Impax or not, that has yet to be even remotely confirmed.
Mr. Wright, you can't seriously be suggesting—
Mr. Wright! Are you saying the suicide note is a fake?
Miss Andrews, you were the one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Ongard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear?
How dare you! Your Honor, the defense has indiscriminately accusing the witness again! There was no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever.
But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it.
What?
Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve this puzzle is the witness herself. That's right, I know how to hit good spots. Yeah. Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to frame Matt Ongard.
I did no such thing. Right, if you're going to pronounce this suicide note a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory.
Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution.
That's enough! Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on the suicide note?
It is as the defense has stated, the handwriting has yet to be analyzed.
If that's the case, it seems that yet again we have reached a point where the verdict is impossible.
Impossible? That's impossible!
This isn't good, Phoenix. The judge is going to carry the trial over one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day.
I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both prosecution and defense further investigate.
Handwriting announced in my butt! That's just the lawyer trying to buy more time!
Ongard is guilty!
Look, any idiot can tell you that.
I think we've reached the end of the line.
Guilty! 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 Guilty!
Guilty!
Guilty! Guilty! Guilty! Guilty!
What is that sound?
Ah! It's piercing my ears!
Somebody get the cotton balls! Where's my gun?
Ah.
It's Gumshoe.
Hello, Gumshoe.
What is with him? What's with that sigh? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer?
He got away.
What? Sorry, pal, I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you. I really do. Anyway, what's going on? Found his hideout, pal. But 2 of them were already gone.
This is terrible.
Going to keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry. I just need a little more time. But don't tell me what we don't have anymore.
Guilty! 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 Guilty!
Do you hear that? Calling for his head. Mr. Wright, I can't for us to come this far and... Oh! What is it? Let me talk to Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth.
Mr. Edgeworth.
He's proper.
I can't do that.
Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after.
Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch! Mr. Edgeworth! Please, you gotta buy us some more time.
No.
Court is in session. I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying?
Mr. Wright, this is a court of law.
Sorry, Your Honor, but
I am reluctant to do this, however. It appears that I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow.
this time I really can't do anything.
Court is now adjourned for the day.
Ooh!
Please wait, Your Honor.
Edgeworth.
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time.
For what purpose?
We could perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time.
But can you really obtain your result in 30 minutes?
I believe we can, Your Honor.
No way!
Yes way.
I want to see with my own eyes.
You can come along, I guess.
But wouldn't it be better if we adjourned for today and then reconvene tomorrow?
30 minutes, please, Your Honor. That's all I'm asking for.
Yeah, that's all I'm asking for. Please, Your Honor.
Very well. The prosecution requests this court will now take a 30-minute recess. Go get your lunch, you filthy animals. But be advised that I will not allow another recess today.
Don't puke.
I'm not sure that was.
That's my job.
It was a burp. I just didn't want to do a loud one that did cause me to puke. I'm not sure if this is helping or hurting.
Court will now take its final recess of the day.
The higher octane action is making me puke. Alright, then we're gonna go to this recess in.
After I vomit.
So thank you for watching this episode of Accidentally Justice Raw. Make sure to like, subscribe, and above and off on which is
Every day.
bye-bye. You
On
can
the
vomit
toilet.
now. You can vomit now.